What's happening, guys? Told you I was going to be here every single day, every single night. Let's just get straight into it, because I know Bitcoin's flushing down hard and no doubt everyone's probably getting a bit weary. So what I like to do when things like this happen, let's look at the bigger brother of crypto. Let's look at the S&P 500. That's the top 500 stocks. Let's look at the Nasdaq, the high technology stocks. Look, still in an uptrend. Still going. Hasn't broke down from this channel. Nasdaq, still in an uptrend. Nothing's changed there. They've had a wee pullback. Bitcoin and crypto is the one that's getting the hard end of this right now. So let's just jump into Bitcoin. Let's go on the daily. So we had our flush down. We've been calling for this, and it's happening, which is exactly what we wanted. We got the RSI below 30. If you've watched my video yesterday, you understand how good a buy is when the RSI is under 30. Whenever you bought here on the daily, huge moves, and this is where we are now. It just seems so scary. So, it's taking liquidity. This is our green box here. Let's remove that. Let's clean this chart up a little bit. It's broken through the wedge. So now we've got the bear channel. So, we're flushing down here. Let's look at liquidity. Let's actually see what is there to take. There's nothing. This is on the monthly. It's taken all the liquidity. You know, I had a wee bounce and it developed some liquidity. Some people started going long and they just loaded up long far too early. Look at them all, and it just went, no chance, crushing you down. So what Bitcoin is doing, me personally, I think it's just putting the fear of God into everyone right now. It's on that move down, and I think we're going to get a reversal. I think we will, excuse me there, this move is designed to just scare everyone, and it's going to flush down and then just make everyone sell, hit everyone's stop loss, liquidate everyone. And even when people went long, they push it down again and liquidated everyone. They are truly just crushing everyone right now. But let's have a look. When stuff like this happens, this is how bottoms are formed in the market. Right now, we got to think, how scared is everyone? Everyone's calling for lower lows. It's going to go lower. That's the end of the market. So that is a good indicator for us that the majority are going short. So let's look at the liquidations. The majority of the long liquidations they've all been crushed. Let's have a look at this. This is the ETF inflows. This is like an inverse indicator, because this is essentially people in general. You know, this is people just getting scared and panicking, and this tends to mark tops and bottoms. And this is the biggest sell-off they've had on the ETFs since it's begun. So this is a very good sign for us. This is a good reversal sign. People are scared. They've sold off all the ETFs. It's had the biggest outflow. We've got the long-short ratio. It's going short. We've got, look at all the longs. The longs have been this is on the 30-day. The longs are at 250 million. They have been just look at it. Take a moment there and go, if you were price and your whole thing you're meant to do is just to eat up liquidity. Essentially treat it like that. Which way are you going to go left? Are you going to go left to eat the liquidity there, or are you going to go right to eat liquidity there? As you can see, this is where price is, so anything to the right is above price. So anything here are people going short, and that is above price here. The red line, and to the left, is everything going long and below price. You can see they've just been battered. You know, yesterday It jumped up to, I think when I looked at this yesterday, it was going 500-600 million. They just flushed price down again, crushed it to 250 million. They've just devastated it, and this is what happens in the bottoms. Now look, when price pumped up, it took some liquidity, but we're getting back up to 3.5 billion of shorts. This is all on the table to take. It's not going like, price is not going down without taking this. It's just absolutely not happening. It just feels so scary right now. But once you go through a couple of cycles, you really just see it for what it is. And look, we've got the volume starting to come up. And then guess what? You've seen it yesterday, extreme fear. This is what we want. We want extreme fear. Look, we've started to get the orange markers. So it's all coming together. This is how the bottom of a flush down is formed. Because you've got the crypto in extreme fear and greed. You've got this in extreme fear. So tick, number one. I've just deleted that volume off the channel there. Let's just jump in. We've got the volume here ticking up. It's had its, when price is pulling back and volume's dropping off, that's just a standard pullback. So now we see the volume increasing. This is like, okay, people are starting to come into the market, they're liking this price. The majority of the sell-off move's been done, but the big money's buying. So they're like, this is exactly what I said. Once all these stop losses are forced to sell, all the big money is sitting here just buying all that up. And everyone has been forced to hand over the money to the institutions and the whales. They've been forced because they've been scared out of the price, out of the market, and now they've just handed all their Bitcoin over to them who wanted to buy. So we've got two things. We've now got the volume now increasing because people are liking the price. We've got the fear and greed at extreme fear 2 days in a row. Beautiful. We've got the shorts, heavily into shorts. So that's 3 for 3. We've got the biggest ETF outflows ever, 4 for 4 on a potential reversal. We've got the liquidity completely wiped out, nothing left, 5 for 5. And then you've got all this 3 to 4 billion sitting above it, 6 for 6. And then we've got big high liquidations on the longs, 7 for 7. I mean, but if you weren't looking at this and you were just listening to the influencers or YouTube or X, you're just listening to these people just freaking out or whatever, you have to, when you're listening to someone, are you listening to someone who is giving their opinion and they're speaking well and they're saying all this, but what are they actually presenting to you to put forward the case of what they're saying? Like, you've heard me talk through my videos, and I will sometimes feel the opposite to what I'm doing, but I don't let that sway me. I keep into what the price action is saying, and I keep my emotions to the side. Even though I might feel those emotions, I keep them to the side. Right now, we've got all these indications of a bottom forming. It's like when it's like an elastic band. When you pull it back and you flick it, it's going to shoot that way, but if you're still holding it, it's going to come back again. It's like there's only so much energy it can stretch out, and the further it outstretches, the more it needs to snap back. So what we've got here is the flush down, and as I've said and I've called, I think we're going to get a fake out here, and I think it's going to come back up, and it's going to some sort of window, timing window here. So what have we got? 28th, somewhere around about there. This is going to come down, maybe form. Now, we need to see price get back up by, say, the end of next week. That's what we really want to do. We really want to see that. By the Friday next week, we want to see price breaking out on some big green candles, or orange as I have them, because that will be the 60-day low in. All these indications are shown, and then we need to see, this is the first step. So we've called this big flush down. Now we want to see the big push reversal, but we won't see that until this move is played out. So the first half is in play. If not, it's been done now. But then the second half is when it reverses out. So we've got solid support here. I mean, if price breaks down from here and does not get back up again and starts trading down, then we're going to be in a lot more trouble. But by the end of next week, I think price is going to be back up here, and it's going to be sailing through. And do you know what's going to happen? In 2-3 weeks' time, we won't even remember this. You know, it'll just be a case of, it was just a flush out, let's get back into it. I didn't, like, it's so funny, it just seems like the end of the world right now, but, you know, within 2 weeks, price is back up here. No one's even thinking about it. It's crazy. So yeah, hang in there, guys. That's it. We've been calling for it, and we're going to see price start coming up. I'm sure of it. If it's not, then we will play the cards from there. But right now, this is the last move to scare people off. What we want to see is, by what are we on? In the next week, we'd like to see that back into range, at least above that white line, and preferably above all this area here. Yeah. So we keep watching this, guys, every single day. You know, thank you for the likes and thank you for the subscribers as well. Got a few more. Hit that like button, guys. Hit that subscription button if you haven't already. I'm going to be here every single day. You can ask anyone that's been watching. I've read these charts very well since I've started this channel, and I continue to read them very well, and I'm calling it out ahead as well. So I've got my own strategy that's going to get us out near the top, you know, and we're not even near the top yet. This is just a flush out. Do not get shaken out by the market. You're just transferring your money to the rich people, the big whales. You're just transferring it over to them. It's like they've just opened up the door, told you, give me your money, and you've just given it to them and then just walked off. This is what the market does to you. It chews you up and chews you down, and it leaves you emotionally broken by the end of it. But after you get that emotionally broken, you build yourself up, and you soon become resilient to all this. It's just part of the cycle. But learning to get to that point is I will tell you guys, it's difficult. But once you do get to that point, these moves are so much easier to understand and manage. So let me know, guys, in the comments if you want me to cover anything else right now, or if there's anything that you're concerned about or worried, or any questions on. Let me try and help you put your kind of tensions at ease here, and let me try and explain it out of how things are going. But again, if you like it, I'm here every single day, same time tomorrow. Cheers, guys.